I think that each artist leaves a piece of themselves in their artwork. And getting to watch them grow and watch their careers soar, it fills me with joy. The Indigenous Resurgence Project is a Kamloops-based grassroots art initiative. I personally feel that there are some gaps in support for Indigenous artists in the area. I could be wrong in that, but that's just my personal experience as an artist. The Indigenous Resurgence Project actually came about from a high school project. So I had taken one of those special topic courses in high school for my senior year, and it was social justice in Canada. And we had this semester-long project where we had to research a special topic that was passionate for us, and I chose intergenerational trauma. And at the end of that project, one of the components was we had to create an action plan that positively impacted our community. Me being an artist and liking to go all out, I actually decided, let's do an art show. It was definitely a challenge. I didn't have that much experience organizing at that point, but I had a lot of support from the outsourced community. So with those outside supports from community members and family members, we pulled together this pop-up exhibition called Artists for Reconciliation. We had 9 different artists involved in that. It was a one-day pop-up. That was kind of what kickstarted it. Something that I had felt and that the other artists that were involved felt was that there wasn't enough inter-community connections for the artists. I thought, this show was so successful, let's do another show. That was kind of the start of the passion behind the project. It was working with all of these different artists and, making all these connections, realizing, okay, people like this. They like what we're doing and they want to feel connected. The project is sort of a way to share resources in between communities. It's an inter-community based hub, or at least I try to make it that way. It's always trying to be on top of what's happening in the surrounding area. I'm constantly looking at what Salmon Arm is doing, what Merit is doing, the Nicola Valley Art Council, the Shuswap Arts Council, not only for myself, but for other artists as well. So if I talk to someone on the street or down at the farmer's market and they're like, hey, do you know anything about upcoming gallery opportunities? I can be like, yes, the Salmon Arm Arts Council is looking for artwork for this type of art. It fills me with passion. I like to be in the know about what the artists are doing in the area. I like going to these art shows. I like participating in these art shows, and to be able to have a conversation with someone and give them a pointer or give them an opportunity or point them in the direction of somebody who wants to hire them, it fills me with joy. I've been completely self-taught for everything that I do, whether it's grant writing or proposals or web design, graphic design. I've taught myself to do a lot of it. I've done a lot of research surrounding the arts, surrounding nonprofits, because I want to be a resource for other artists. I understand that there can be gaps and barriers, and sometimes some of the things in the art world can be intimidating to an artist, especially if that artist is self-taught. And a lot of Indigenous artists are self-taught. So it's jumping that barrier or changing the way that artists see their opening to the art world. Right now, a lot of our resources are online. We have an online Indigenous directory that hosts 35 different artists and businesses in the Southern Interior. We have put on our first official gallery exhibition. We've done some pop-up art shows and exhibitions in the past, but this is our first actual professional gallery exhibition, and it's called Redefining the Perspective. The point of this exhibition was to bring attention to the fact that art comes in many different forms, it looks different ways, and it's down to the individuality of the artist that really makes a single piece shine. So the Indigenous Resurgence Project, they include all types of artists. It doesn't have to fit any certain box. The art that comes in doesn't have to look a certain way. Any form of creativity is accepted by the project, whether that's food and culinary work, poetry, written word, beadwork, fashion, textile art. It's very open. It's just a matter of if that person had created it with their own hands. That is what we look for in art. Sometimes people have preconceptions on what Indigenous art can look like. It's a matter of what the artist wants to share with the people. It shouldn't be confined to a box or to an expectation. Art should be all-encompassing, and Indigenous artists should also have that opportunity to be all-encompassing.